Welcome back, guys. Another video here. Today we'll be looking at BTC. There's a lot going on lately. Inflation came out. The news, suggested that it's taking a quick, break. So let's look at how this is going to affect Bitcoin and obviously the crypto market in general. So first, we look at the obviously as we are in a bearish structure in terms of price went up, came down, formed a bearish candle here. However, broke the last high. However, had reversal, came down, tested this bearish candle, which was resistance, which was support slash turn resistance here. And as you can see, this is formed what we call a head and shoulders behavior. So yeah. So currently we're looking at So yeah. So to see how obviously the last time I did say we should be in a retracement zone. However, it's looking like it's a lot of things happening right now with the news coming in and a lot of things. So I should I expect the retracement should to come to the 61.8% range. So I believe that the market should still go up because due to the fact that this level here of support is very very key to buyers. So it's a very strong liquidity price zone for buyers. So as you know, it's very important for buyers not to allow sellers to take control over. So buyers price zone. Therefore, you know, all options investors will ensure that they trade futures and options will ensure that they maximize their positions in order for price not to break past this support zone here. Okay. Now going on to the weekly time frame. So the weekly time frame, obviously, as I did say that we should expect price to go and test at least the highs of this last resistance we had here before the drop, before the bearish, before we had that, I'm saying that huge two bearish weekly candle drop. However, news this change fundamentals does affect market prices as well. It's not just technical. We always have to consider both of them when analyzing the market. However, price still hasn't breaking past the weekly support here in terms of, as we can see here, price there's a very strong weekly support here, as you can see. The price came down, formed a bullish, saying weak candle, went down, however, failed to break past the support zone, very strong support. Went up again, failed to break it, came down again one more time, failed, and went up straight. Tested it with all these wicks here, as you can see. So I believe that we still are in the retracement zone. So, however, it will only be um determined as long as the next weekly candle does not break this support zone. Because once it breaks the support zone, so let's say if price and saying breaks the support zone here and come and tests here, now we have a what we call a break of, a bearish structure and bullish structure, which means that price has come to test the support one more time, which can signify there's a huge pressure from sellers, and that can obviously give an outcome of where price will touch the support here, as we can see between this 19, 16, 17, 18. Price will go up and test, retest that resistance, that support that was 10 resistance. And if due to the obviously the strong momentum of the bearish, we can expect price to break past this support, this key support range to the next, obviously the next range, which the next resistance or price level, which it should be somewhere between 13K. So, which obviously says that, at that point, Bitcoin will really be in a bearish structure, as we can see here. So, that is the two outcomes on a weekly time frame so far. So, yeah. So, that's if, as long as price holds above this key support range here, we do have hope of seeing a um, retracement being able to continue to the upside to touch the highs of this resistance of 32k to between 30 to 32k. So as long as we as long as the price the candle the next week candle does not break past this key support zone here, we can have a little bit of faith that price would, you know what I'm saying, will form like a weak bearish candle or a weak bullish candle, which sometimes does signify that there's a change in price direction, meaning buyers are starting to take control of the current market and can see an upward towards the next resistance, which is the 30 to 32k. So that is the I will see the my understanding of the weekly chart so far. Let's go on the daily. So with the daily, okay. So with the daily, as I said, this still comes back to the fact that this is the weekly um what I call the weekly support range, which I was talking about here. So as you can see, this is very important. However, on the other side, market participants would say that there is liquidity that needs to be collected one more time before price can fully see a upwards, which can be possible, but based on like the market where price tested once, went up, tested again, went up, tested one more time, and failed to break past down, does show that there's a strong bias, there's a strong buy presence here. So that's why I would doubt that price would be able to break here, come and test it, and maybe we can see a double bottom before we see upside. That can happen as well. Obviously, the market is very, you can't predict the market. You just read what you're seeing, and obviously you make your decisions based on what the market is telling you. So back on the daily time frame. So yeah. So as I said, this is the current understanding of the day. As we can see, this is a very key support here. Price formed a bearish candle here, a a bearish bullish bearish hammer candle, which does and which that normally signifies that there's a change in direction or there's a bullish uptrend coming, which did show. And actually, last time I did say that when price comes and touch this resistance here, we should expect an upwards, which did happen. However, it was a short term upwards, as we can see here. You can even identify like a touch of a trend that was going on here. As we can see, the momentum was building up. However, there was strong buyers. There was the buyer's presence was really here. I mean, seller's presence was really effective, and with the news coming out as well in terms of inflation taking a huge a huge like decline in momentum, did see the market drop in terms of Bitcoin. Obviously, like the what do you call it? The indices like the S&P 500, the FTSE, the Nasdaq, Bitcoin, which is all these are all stock and all these are all investments as seen in the market. So yeah, that is the reason why we saw like a quick decline, a quick like a reaction. And obviously, with the Feds speaking and all these, does causes changes in the market. So yeah, so but for the next my next understanding of the market is that price has come and touched the bottom of this. What I could say is like a consolidation in terms of like prices just going in. There's not much happening. Price is just going in this frame. I'm saying price came, formed bearish structure, went down, came back to this support again, touched the resistance, came down to touch the middle neckline resistance, went up, saw weak bearish candles and weak bullish candles, which means obviously due to the news came out, price came back down and have tested again the support. So this is basically just showing a consolidation right now, which obviously is uncertainty in the market as there's a fight between the bearish and the bullish. The buyers and sellers are all fighting. Um, and one thing to take a note, I believe there's news coming out this week, so it shows that the Feds the Fed Chair Powell will be speaking on Friday 26th. So that's very, very important. We have the preliminary GDP, which is like it's like a brief, like an analyzed change in value of goods and service. GDP is very important. It shows that obviously if the economy is growing for in terms of the US. So which is obviously Bitcoin is against the US, so trading against the US. So this is very, very key data news that's coming out. And obviously we have pounds, we have the flash service PMI as well, which is yeah, somewhat important as well, but it wouldn't really heavily affect the market like GDP and obviously the P. Yeah, so this is another component of the inflation, which is the PCE price index, which is another factor that obviously influences the inflation rate. And obviously the Feds will be speaking that day. So Friday will be very, very, very hectic in terms of volatile. So I would say Friday, Tuesday, Thursday. These days are very, very hectic, and plus it's the end of the month, so normally news does come out end of the month to show what's what's the foreseen coming for the next quarter, as we're in the last quarter of 2022. So yeah, so based on current, I would say that price would retrace to touch this range here. This is a very, very, you know, a very, very favorite range for both the sellers and buyers, as we see a minor what we call resistance slash support here. Price came down, another support here, went up, touched the trend line, came down, so I believe that price should come here. um so retracement, let's use a retracement candle to yeah, so yeah, so based on the price would come around this here, which is in line with the 38.2 ratio, golden ratio. So yeah, that is my understanding of BTC. So let me know what you guys think. You could see downwards, or you know, price break it, test here, come on and test and then go up. So it all depends on how the market moves, since there's a lot of consolidation going on. So yeah, that is my analysis and obviously of done for the day. Please let me know what you think in the comments. And any suggestions you have, and then any charts you want me to analyze, drop in the comments, and peace.